they eventually do get it on the very same boat that he said was going to crack under its weight.
And if you thought something was 500 pounds, would you stand underneath it as people are rolling it on top of something that you're next to?
No.
I do this for listeners like, that are detailed people.
They care about the machinations of the yachting industry.
I call him the gray man because he's got gray teeth and he's mean to me. Yeah. So let's. Welcome aboard another brand spanking new episode of Another Below Deck Podcast. My name is Dylan. I'm saddled up next to one real Nicholas Davis.
Ahoy, mateys.
Pat, producer of the podcast over there behind my glasses.
Permission to come aboard.
Permission granted. Public service announcements. Take them away.
Public service. We need you to go over to Patreon because we got a lot of great stuff happening over there.
Yep,
and
Real Housewives.
We got all the old episodes of Below Deck. Look, I plugged the hell out of this. If you were here, you know what we're doing. What you want to hear is that Ryan interview.
And
I would say badgering people for money is one of the biggest complaints we get now, but we have to keep doing it.
Yeah, we have to.
No, we have to make
the numbers
living.
grow.
Last thing I'll badger you for. Because we badger you for money, we do get some negative reviews. So if you could,
great idea.
If you like us, if you love listening to us, please
help us out.
Jump in the iTunes ratings and reviews, leave 5 stars, kind words, tell your friends, tell your family. We're getting into the show right now.
All right, I actually enjoyed the episode. I think you guys are going to say that you hated it because not a lot happened.
Yeah, I was not a fan.
Oh, you weren't? Okay.
But it's not my pots.
I just love all the flirting with Kyle. Kyle is hilarious. He's a lovable character.
Right.
And I just love that.
Really inappropriate shit. But
he should be fired.
Right.
I mean, he actually sat down, what seemed like for an hour, just having a cocktail.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he should definitely be shit canned. But I enjoyed watching it, and I love him as a friend. Hey, I'm not on that boat wanting service.
Right.
I'm not his boss. Who am I to judge?
Yeah.
I'm just a regular person talking.
You're just Pat.
About the show. I'm Patty. So anyway, I like that part. I was upset that Natalia and Storm kind of seemed to work it out, so I guess it's not going to work out with me and her,
Well, you're no longer...
She's my TV girlfriend.
Well, I thought that you weren't TV girlfriend with her anymore.
Well, I already broke up with her?
Yeah, I thought you broke up with her.
Episodes.
Yeah, no, because I think that I mocked you for how heartbroken she was going to be about that whole thing.
Yeah.
But anyways, not my thoughts, Pots.
Oh, sure. Okay, all right. And now I like the dynamic between Natasha and Dave, where I think he's starting to get some of his power back because he's now got a case of, you know what? I don't give a fuck.
Well, she'll siphon that out very quickly, but yeah.
Well, all she has to do that is you want to go shag in the shower,
and
he's right back to where he was. That weak man.
Yeah, no,
Dave, don't do it.
He's a lemming with a 6-pack.
All right. I like Dave. I've been Natasha. I've been everybody in this little love triangle.
You been Kyle?
Oh, yeah. I flirted with people at work inappropriately. Yeah. Mm-hmm. When I owned that tanning salon, I banged everybody that worked there.
I was doing a gay thing. But anyways, go ahead.
You were the boss in a position of power. That's way worse, Pat.
Way worse,
Pat. That wouldn't pass the mustard today.
How many pots?
0. Oh, I mean 100.
Wow. What a turn there. Holy crap.
Quite a chasm.
Yeah. Nick?
I'm surprised at Pat's prediction that I wouldn't like the episode because, in fact, I did like the episode. I also...
M. Night Shyamalan.
Yeah. Orphan Esther is actually a 33-year-old former prostitute type twist.
Yeah.
Everybody look out for Orphan 2.
Yeah, Norman's his mommy, too.
But I too, really enjoyed the flirtation between Kyle, a worker of
Frank.
the vessel, and a primary. It's something we've kind of always known could be a storyline, but in our years of covering the show, haven't really seen. I know there was some inappropriate goings-on with Hannah and some guy at one point, but in our era, it has yet to be seen. So I'm really enjoying this. I hope they take it way, way too far. And I think, Pat, even though you did denounce her as your TV girlfriend last week, you can hop back on that train anytime. And I think she's available because even though they smoothed it over, I think she has the ick and she's not into Storm at all. He has a stick up his ass ever since he got that position of quote-unquote power. I love the episode. Other stuff to get into. 100 knots.
Yeah, I'm going to give it 4 pots. A lot of meanwhiles tonight. Not a ton going on.
Jason and Storm drama? Yeah.
Well, let me transition into that.
I feel like he's going to meanwhile when I don't want to meanwhile tonight.
The show falters when it spends too much time on the deck.
Scrubbing railings and stuff.
Listen, above deck moments have given us a lot of juice. You know, remember that time when that misogynist asshole Ashton almost lost his leg? A fitting punitive measure for somebody like him. Maybe not. That's a little bit
he tried
much.
to get coke for me when he came on?
Dude, he was... Okay. Let's not...
Why do you look at me and think I'm the one with coke?
Well, you read coke.
I do?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. But maybe I'm asking too much of the show because there was some fun stuff above deck. Are you okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
That hurt my feelings.
Maybe there was. It's okay. I read
mean. Go ahead.
I don't read.
Okay.
All right. Get us back on track.
Yeah, we're on track now. So, above deck drama, not that exciting. Tonight, about as exciting as it can be, still not great. We really need on this show below deck to be humming, and not the entire show, but I mean the activity of the interior. We didn't really have that tonight. Tonight was more of a deck crew episode, which is why I did not like it too much. But
I'm shocked. The whole penultimate thing. I mean, I didn't get. Oh, you said 4 pots, so I feel like you have getting your thoughts on pots.
Oh, there was plenty to chew on with this disastrous wine pairing.
Yeah,
that's going to be a lot of fun.
I feel like
6 pots. You're right. You're 100% right. 7 pots. It was a great episode.
Because from the second she started bragging about how this was so different than nice restaurants and how it was going to elevate the service, I was like, Dylan's about to have a field day.
Yeah, well, we'll get there. We last left off with kind of like a trademark messy night out with the Sea Rats. No sucking, fucking, but plenty of exaggerated heartbreak and whatnot. Like you mentioned, Storm is almost in tears, and I do want to just take a second to remind everybody that Dave was hanging in a door jamb, staring at everybody like a serial killer. Right?
Yeah,
so
he was.
That's what we were doing last.
Yeah,
and so we rise with those, obvious hangovers, and we also rise with messages of love from just another cuck who has fallen prey to the emotional warfare tactics of our dear Natasha. Now, he says, I love you, and she says, good morning. Look out, buddy. Look out. Your heart is going to get shit on once again. She's going to lose interest very, very soon. Now, and I don't blame her. You're smothering her. We'll get to him in a second.
I mean, you paint him as this soft sap. Like, they are perfect for each other. He cheated on her multiple times from all accounts. And then he starts, he's going to start in previews every scene saying she can't even work with Dave when he has, no eye on the situation. This guy's a huge piece of shit, too.
Yeah.
Oh, the guy texting her?
Yeah.
He cheated on her?
Yeah, they've been together for 5 years. They own a dog with each other, and they own a house together.
Oh, they're party animals.
Yeah.
Got it.
But she said she cheated after he cheated. Multiple times. Dave has been out there saying she complained about all the times he cheated as well. This guy is he could be a cuck, but he's definitely not innocent.
Can I tell you something really stupid that I did? I've talked about my personal life quite a bit on this
Is this
show.
a personal story?
It's brief. When I broke up with Ashley, I basically said, hey, this is over. And she's like, where the hell did that come from? She got really upset. And I was like, well, you kind of know where this is coming from. And this is the stupid thing that I said. She was like, don't you want me back or something?
Where was it coming from?
My stupidity?
No. She said, where's this coming from? You said,
Oh, okay. 2 years earlier, we're in Palm Springs. We went and got a spa. We're having a great time. We had sex. We're staying at this nice hotel in Palm Springs, having the best day of our lives. Both got a lot of champagne. We're
hanging out
in
the
bed.
Ace, huh?
No, I forget what the name of the hotel was.
Okay.
The Ace. It was where Frank Sinatra used to hang out. Anyway,
got it.
We're sitting in bed, and she says, do you think we'll ever get married? And I said, no. And then she cried.
And then you
And she
dated
said, "You
her
mean
for
that?"
2 more years.
Yeah, but I told her I don't want to be married.
You know what? It's pieces of shit like you that run out the biological clock on women.
She was young. That's why I dumped her.
Oh, okay. Well, still, okay.
So she was 28 when I dumped her, but that's not where I'm going with this.
Okay.
So she's telling me like, hey, it'd been 2 weeks since I dumped her. And she's like, hey, don't you want me back? And I said, look. And she was saying I was acting like a prick. And I said, because we're still living with each other, I said, Ashley, no one wrote a book on how to break up with someone the right way. And then I thought, Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's a bunch of books.
Of books. And can I just make an attempt to? I just want to request that you amend your language a little bit.
Okay.
You didn't write a book, but I'm assuming there's a chapter in breakups in how to close ass for
less money.
Yeah.
Money.
No, but other people have written books, so that was stupid of me.
And if I could try to amend your lexicon a little bit, and again, you don't have to take this with anything more than a grain of salt. You often speak of your exes lovingly, longingly, but when we do get to the termination of the relationship, you often say, "Yeah, I dumped her," and her
mother was the Deb.
Okay,
she was super annoying.
Right, but if you could just say we broke up, right?
Rather
than I dumped her.
Well, I want to let the audience know what was going on inside my head.
And listen, I shouldn't talk. I've been listening back to us lately, and I've said horrific things about people, and I'm trying to change. I have a book on Buddhism. Maybe it'll take the edge off a little bit.
For the timeline / my upcoming segment on our other show, Another Podcast show, what specific years did you date Ashley?
2007 to 2011.
Thank you.
Great. So, like you mentioned, Natalia and Storm do have a little bit of a makeup. She says you were a tragedy last night. He says, I agree, and they move on. You see, Natasha?
That's the way it should
you
go.
See, Dave? That's how it works.
Except Natalia has the ick, and I don't think that guy's getting laid anymore this season.
Right. But, listen, all heartbreak cannot outweigh the most important thing. We've got a job to do. And that job begins with
the preference sheet meeting. Dun, 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 dun. Adam Spinner is a brilliant New York-based technology executive from Long Island. He loves to take full advantage of his success and lives in opulent.
You're not going to do anything with the surname? Okay.
Spinner. Liam.
Okay. All right. Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to bring out a chart of all the different versions of gays.
Yeah.
That is pretty funny.
A new one. I was golfing with a gay friend of mine over the weekend. He said zaddy is a term for like hot dad in the gay community. It's like DILF, but it's called zaddy.
Oh, so we don't have any zaddies in this.
Hell no.
Oh, Pat, how about when I get to them, if you can remember who they are, and some of them have descriptors.
Oh, okay.
You may, then we'll do it. Adam Spinner, he's a brilliant New York-based technology executive from Long Island. He loves to take full advantage of his success and lives an opulent lifestyle, going on extravagant vacations with his group of friends. Okay. Adam recently turned 30, impressive, and wants to celebrate by taking his favorite people on charter with him. Joining Adam is his sister, Jennifer, a fiery and fast-talking New Yorker. Jennifer's daring.
I thought she was a guy.
We all did. Jennifer's daring.
I didn't. I just thought she was a lesbian. And can you cool it? We're walking into.
He asked me my thoughts.
Okay. No, he didn't. We're walking into choppy water. So if we could cool it on that kind of shit, right?
And
right?
I know I asked, but I'm gonna say.
I thought she was a guy.
I'm gonna say.
The fuck.
I'm gonna say don't do it anymore because it's besides Jennifer and Liam, who does have somewhat of a description. There's no way you have yet to tell these people apart. Steven, a successful New York-based actor, is used to being in the spotlight and is always the first one to get the party started. AKA, if you want poppers, go into his bag.
Right.
Which I believe. I don't even think poppers would be contraband out at sea. I don't know the laws.
No drugs.
You guys know about poppers?
Of course.
Okay. Well, a lot of people don't.
I thought it was ecstasy.
It's not. It's like this thing you stiff up your nose and you just kind of get lightheaded. But if
it's
you're
kind of like
sex,
whippets for your asshole.
Oh,
yeah.
Nice.
But you can do it just to like party and have fun. But if you do it
It's
during
hard to fit a helium tank in your asshole.
Yeah, you'd be surprised. But if you do it during sex, it'll make you come almost immediately.
Nice.
Well, that's the beautiful thing about gay sex. Tragically,
you can just call it sex.
No.
Oh.
Gay sex in particular. Heterosexual coitus has deprived us from having our prostates milked.
It's a long lament from Dylan.
Yeah, our G-spot is tucked back there, and the gays have a beautiful opportunity to have that button hit like a combo, and I don't long for it, but I'd be lying if I said I wasn't envious.
And I'm not accusing you of this, but just because you're not participating in anal sex doesn't mean ass play and the pleasure derived from that spot can't be utilized by you and your wife.
Right, totally. And I subject my wife to enough horror, so I think I'm just gonna have to say goodbye to that one and let it slip into the tranquilin halls.
Liam, a friend of the group, is a personal assistant and drag performer. Liam plans on bringing his drag persona, Bambi, along and making a grand entrance.
Yeah.
Gasper is a friend and London-based
Casper,
sorry.
Okay.
And London-based... Yeah, I know. There's a ghost on the board, a spooky ghost. Making a grand entrance. Casper is a friend... just a friend and London-based photographer who is also joining and wants daily morning mimosas. Also coming along is Daniel, and successful attorney, and Daniel's husband, Mike. These two vegetarians have traveled the world and expect to be treated like royalty.
Yeah.
The final friend of the group is Frank, a project manager at a tech company. Everyone is looking forward to an unforgettable 30th birthday party for Adam that includes scuba diving, snorkeling, and playing with all the water toys, including the slide. Adam also requests for an obstacle course to be set up for a friendly competition, which is forced upon them by Bravo as a trope to kill off one episode per season.
Right.
They would like an around-the-world dinner with each course from a different country, and a little bit...
They asked for that.
Yes.
It can't be. Nobody ever would ask for this. No one. It has to be a multiple choice. Okay. It just has to be that. There's too many people ask for that themed dinner.
And just a little bit of background on our spinner friend.
Okay, because if I can be honest with you,
you want it to be over.
Yeah, I want it to be over.
I know. Well, they're the interjections. It would be over. So
right. Well, let's hope this information has a lot of merit to it.
It probably doesn't. It'll end when it's finished, though. Magnify is a managed IT service provider focusing in network and service monitoring, backup and disaster recovery, cybersecurity, help desk, and SD-WAN. Mm-hmm. They bring together a 24/7, 365 fully managed operations center with enterprise class platforms from leading vendors. They work with private and public businesses of all sizing, from government agencies and manufacturing organizations to mid-market and large-scale operations with more than 2 decades of experience in managed services. Yeah. They make a difference for their clients using a boutique approach, delivering disruption-free service, always on availability, comprehensive security, and rapid issue resolution. So bravo on Mr. Spinner, who started that when he was 16.
Yeah, I gotta say, and does that conclude the
well done?
Minute?
That concludes the Prefet Cheap meeting.
All-timer. I gotta say, dude, imagine being that wealthy at 30.
Well, first off, I love these guys.
Good for you.
These are people that I see walking around on Earth, and I'm like, all right, where the hell did you come from? And I'm very envious, especially
because the prostate thing.
No, they're washboards. Once you hit 30,
my God, so hot.
Genetics tell you, like, everyone's skinny when they're 12. Okay,
right.
So when you see, for the most part,
not a majority of Americans.
No, after 30, genetics, you weigh in, and then you get a big fat dad bod or whatever.
Right.
These guys are all 30 plus, and they're all banging.
Yeah,
and looking good. I love it.
Oh, it's amazing. It's a Caligula-like existence. What did you just smack yourself?
I'm trying to kill a fly.
Okay. So,
well, now we're in the first 2 minutes of the show.
Yeah, no. So we'll. There's a lot to chew on here. So, Dave is jacked about this entire charter. He's very mopey right now. The slide is on its way, and like you said, we've got another C-Rat competition coming up. But let's begin with another quote-unquote couple talking it out. Now, this is another chat between Dave and Natasha that has the emotional maturity of primordial soup. I think we're all pulling for Dave to tell her that he's done fawning and staring like his jaw's ripped off and he can't feel it, but he goes about this the wrong way. And I don't want to project this on her, but she seems like, not like she's trying to keep it alive, but she's welcoming the melodrama. It's her manna. That's what she exists on. But he does a couple things wrong here. One, he says, I guess we're just done now. You're on your own. Well, yeah, obviously. Dave, arrive at that conclusion 3-4 days ago, man. You'll be a lot better off. Two, don't occupy the other end of the spectrum, okay? You've gone from mush to almost bullying her in this situation. He's
bullying?
He's like, I could have done better than you anyways. It's like, all right,
Well, she gaslit him. Hey, you think because the cameras are watching, he's supposed to be a bigger person than this? This is real life being caught on camera. I've said horrific things to people that did this.
What is wrong with you?
What do you mean?
With he's got his blueberries in his mouth and he's chewing into the mic. He's sucking down sangria.
I just ate wheat chocolate with a plastic wrapper. I muted myself.
He muted himself like a gentleman.
You didn't even hear it. Now I'm gonna get a little high.
Well, I apologize.
Hey man, now it's really clogging up my throat.
All right, so Dave is kind of aggressive and a dickhead here.
Yes.
But this is him taking back his power and going like, you're not going to fuck with me anymore. I will be professional. I know he doesn't use those words. Sandy has to come in, step in.
Well, but he also says, I'm not going to let a person fuck my job up. And listen, I know it takes two to tango.
Is that not true, though, Dylan?
Well, buddy, I mean, I think we've got a book for him, right?
Extreme Ownership by Jocko Willink.
Good God, dude.
I feel for him. She's been lying to him, gaslighting him emotionally.
Totally.
Right, so
we've called her a succubus, but also, Dave, you're weak. You're weak.
But this is a scene where he's saying, I'm going to work. We'll work together, but I deserve better than you because she's been lying to him. We don't know what she told him when they were bedside at night.
IMO. Pendulum swung back the other way a little bit too far.
Thank you.
Too far. It swung back the other way, which you would have been like, okay, but he thinks too far. So
right.
he still doesn't agree with
So in walks Captain Sandy after Natasha throws out a softball, a soft Hail Mary about how they need to talk more about more than just work. And that he's behaving unprofessionally if he does not engage and exchange pleasantries with her. Natasha, fuck off, okay? You've almost destroyed this man.
I actually, even though
this is the hooks still in him kind of thing that she's doing. It's ugh.
It's crazy because I agree with both of you. I believe the pendulum swung a little bit the other way. I was happy to see him grow a little bit backbone and not swivel in front of her. She's probably a little bit attracted to it. But I also thought it was risky of him because he's lucky he still has a job. If she would have acted traumatized when he sent those texts,
you're a slut.
Right.
She could have got him fired.
Right.
So for him to flare up all of a sudden, I thought that's what she was doing when Captain Sandy walked in. She was like, well, Dave evidently doesn't think we can work together.
Yeah, well, so she turns from succubus to something even worse, and that's a rat. Sandy walks in and she says that she's trying to talk about work with Dave, but it's not working. And this doesn't take. I think that Sandy
handles it well.
I think that she sees. Let
me say, can I give a few thoughts on Sandy?
You know what I mean? I think she sees.
Mm-hmm. She's a seer?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought she was injecting herself a little too much into the personal stuff, but I take that back. She was basically like, she talked about work a lot, like, but you guys are still going to be able to coordinate menus, right? Because it's all about customer service, right? And any of the bullshit you guys have going on doesn't matter because it's about serving the customers, right?
Yeah.
So you're going to do that, right? And he does agree that he will be professional.
Well, and also it was an inaccurate ratting because she said that he doesn't want to talk about work, and it's like that. No, that's not what's happening here, Natasha. You were trying to continue to water the seed of anguish and heartbreak that both of you have planted together, and he's just saying, "Leave me the fuck alone. When we need to talk about Eggs Benedict, we'll talk about Eggs Benedict." He's not saying I don't want to talk about work.
Did you know up until 10 years ago, what was the number one way to meet your future spouse or partner?
Going to
work.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Now it's online.
Yeah, now it's online.
Oh, so
and then
sad.
third was weddings. What? I never met anybody at a wedding.
Hey,
everybody shows up with couples.
If you're looking for somebody, get out there. Go to brick and mortar places. Love trips you when you're not looking.
Yeah, talk to your barista.
Right.
Who knows? Talk to someone in line.
Don't go to.
I once banged a girl I met in court.
Okay, see?
I mean, I was there because I got
arrested.
These are the kinds of romantic experiences you could be having.
And people always say like, "Oh, sign up for a class." Don't do that. Do regular stuff you do out socially because all the people in the classes are losers.
They're weird.
So
Yeah.
find someone.
Hey, can I talk about Sandy here? You know I shit on her for, 5 years? Now I like her, okay?
Right.
I like her, but I do have a theory here. So she works this whole thing out, and I guess we can talk about it more, like how she kind of interjects herself in the relationship, becomes basically a relationship therapist / a work therapist.
Our regular old Wendy, whatever it is. That
Wendy
you listen
Walsh.
to.
Everything is great, but then she does something really stupid. As she leaves the room, she says, "This is the first time where a boatman's under her watch went wrong." End quote. Hey, dummy, don't you remember when that psychopath who that chef came on from Malia, he was verbally abusing her, manipulating her, and he was throwing shit around, and then he wanted to quit the boat. I forget that douchebag's name. Malia broke up with it. Tom. Okay.
She said, oh, God. Or do you have a joke to? I'll let you hit your punchline.
Name's Tom. Well, what I was gonna say is Sandy's doing great this season, and I pointed out that I used to call her Captain Timeshare because she spent a lot of time in which part of
galley?
The galley. When she said this insane thought, where was she? She was in the galley.
The galley.
It's her kryptonite. Whenever she enters that room, the kitchen, she loses 50 fucking IQ points.
Oh, wow.
She needs to stay out of the galley.
50 is a lot, man.
Here comes a
She's drooling on herself.
A philosophical question.
Yeah.
When do you tell a child Santa's not real?
4?
12.
What about if you're recording and it's not Sandy, it's the thing you just said about, or it's not Santa, it's Sandy, and the thing you just said about her? Because I thought I heard that too, and I went back, because just 2 episodes ago, she was like, I've had 2 work and 20 not work. So I was like, wow, that's contradictory.
She's a liar.
I know, I went back and I had subtitles on. She said that it isn't. She said it isn't. Her whole saying, I'm sorry, the whole thing you had there, it was based on a lie. She said it isn't the first boatman.
It isn't. But you had to go back and listen to that.
I did. I listened on 2 times.
Hey, Pat, you got any toilet paper for him? Hey, shit on your point.
I know.
Hey, guys, let's take a quick break to talk about a wonderful sponsor, that being Dame Products. You know what time it is? It's sexy time. Okay. Dame has some unbelievable products like the Eva, like the Ill, like pH-balanced lubricants that will make you and your partner hum.
And he mentioned you and your partner. We just talked about people who are alone, and we know there's a lot of those out there as
Beat
well.
off with the massage oil.
Yes, I like to just oil up, turn on everything with a switch, and just roll around my bed and see what happens.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a game of popcorn. If you get lucky, you get your prostate milk. Like
Right,
Dylan's looking
100%. Right.
Well, I like the Arkenberry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is?
Well, I'll show you a picture right here.
Oh, yeah.
It's beautiful. The wife and I, we went to the Hollywood Bowl on a weeknight last night.
Yeah.
It just was a hell. It was a bad experience, where we have a little baby at home. And then when you go out on a weeknight, always a bad idea, by the way. Listen to us on APS. I'm going to cover it all.
Free feed, search Another Podcast show. But this is a sponsor.
We were going to kill each other.
For Dame.
Dame Products.
Yeah.
We were going to kill each other. Mm-hmm. Then Dame sent us a bunch of these free, devices to try out.
Right.
I pulled that out last night.
Yeah.
Had a great time. The next morning, we woke up this morning. It wasn't even mentioned the horrible
You know what?
experience.
You know who needs Dame? People in Congress, because there is no better conflict resolution instrument than the stuff that Dame is offering.
They should use it on each other.
And you can get it yourself by going to dameproducts.com and use promo code BelowDeck. You'll get 15% off. Again, that's dameproducts.com. Enter in promo code BelowDeck, all one word, and you'll get 15% off. Do it now. Do it now.
And
reach across the aisle and pick up something that'll vibrate.
And send us a photo of what you bought so we know what you're into.
Okay. So we have to move on now. Courtney is patting her head and rubbing her stomach successfully, docking the tender. Sandy's proud. And Kyle is growing engorged at the sight of these hot pieces of dick that are about to come aboard. He says that this is really going to test him. What?
Can I tell him something if we get him
Just
on
don't fuck them. That's not a hard test. No pun intended.
Slow your roll, sir. Let's get our balls polished before we jump ship. You know what I mean? Let's not put the cart before the horses.
Okay, got it.
Who are we talking about? I missed
We're
that.
talking about Kyle. Like, he's ready to fall in love and quit. I mean, he's already seeing, like, the future with Frank. It's like, dude, test drive. You don't know. It could suck.
You can't test drive while you're, working. That's what his test is. I don't know if I'm not going to be able to not fuck these guys, Don't. So wine pairing is going to be the thing that takes their service level from here to here. Wherever that begins and wherever it ends is open to interpretation. But we move on to.
It was about 4 feet.
Yeah.
4.5 feet.
So Kyle and Natalia are, from Smurf shots to Vufkliko.
Pineapple Smurf.
I had a note like, oh, we're gonna do wine pairing, so no blue Smurf blowjob shots.
Yeah,
no, they were there. They were there
because she ran out of time. I'm getting ahead of myself.
We're getting ahead of ourselves.
Sorry.
So Kyle and Natalia are playfully at each other's throats, and we get some more text from Natasha's boyfriend turned ex-boyfriend turned boyfriend renewed. And I have to say, I know he didn't really consent to his texts being on the show, but because we have them, I think we can say this is just a pathetic human being. He's texting, you're the hardest working person I know. Do you have a job? Go do something else, you fucking weasel. Who is texting someone like this at this age? It's just fucking pathetic.
This is a crazy dynamic, though, Dylan, which I think is fascinating the first time I caught it. Imagine having a partner that you're really, these people, they're young, all the, what do you call that? All the juices flowing in their brains. They're not old like me where I don't care.
Hormones?
Yeah, hormones. And then your partner that you're really into goes on a boat with people that are the same age as them, all in their late 20s, early 20s, whatever. Everybody's fucking each other. We know these sea rats.
Yeah.
And now you're all day long obsessing and being jealous.
It's almost like if you're a polygamist asshole who couldn't not cheat on your girlfriend, keep sowing your oats until she's done with the show, because then she won't cheat on you, and you won't say really fucking embarrassing shit that gets put up on chyrons in front of America.
He should sue.
Yeah, he should sue. But really, he should just calm down and stop texting like this. So, it looks like she has a very clear type, that being like abused animals, shelter dogs, hand-shy people. So anyways, it looks like the slide has finally arrived, and we've got a bit of an issue.
Can I just say it doesn't weigh 500 pounds? I saw how they were handling it.
Yeah.
We're talking like 180 or something like that.
Well, Storm says that if that goes on the tender, it's going to quote-unquote crack it.
No.
They eventually do get it on the very same boat that he said was going to crack under its weight.
And if you thought something was 500 pounds, would you stand underneath it as people are rolling it on top of something that you're next to?
No.
I do this for listeners like Robert Brown. Fuckers that are detailed people.
They care about the machinations of the yachting industry.
I call him the gray man because he's got gray teeth and he's mean to me.
Robert?
Yeah. So let's...
I actually would love to talk to Robert.
Yeah.
I'm pretty
Not
sure.
me. He's mean to me too.
Robert, fine. We'll do a one-on-one and release it on our Patreon.
You guys talk. And
he DM'd me. He was on Above Deck Pod. We're way better than them. Don't listen to them.
Yeah.
But they had Superfan Bob on, and he DM'd it to me in Facebook. He's like, you might want to listen to this. They had someone you might be interested in.
Yeah,
I fucking love Robert Brown.
Right, good.
We're talking one-on-one, new pod.
So
another Below Deck Podcast too.
They had him on.
Can we stop? Sandy heads out as they're heaving the slide aboard, and she's very helpful. She looks down upon it and she goes, "Hey, that's 500 pounds." No. So Kyle is...
Maybe she's like Rain Man when they drop all the toothpicks. She's like, 500 pounds.
72. So Kyle is chubbing up and getting ready for the honeys to come aboard. One of them is already target acquired. He says, I hope they've got a hot gay boy. That would be so fun to do. Jesus, man.
Cheer queers.
The conversation.
What?
Well, that's what they cheer to.
Cheer queers. Got it.
I am jealous, and I believe Pat would be too, of just the conversation a gay man can get away with.
Yeah.
They can throw out some lines, and everybody just laughs.
Yes.
I'd be put in prison.
I'd suck everyone's dick here. What?
Okay. So this
Nancy in HR wants to talk to you, Kyle.
Listen, this is the problem with the wealthy.
Oh, is Nancy a homophobe? I think she'll be speaking. We won't be speaking at all.
So the guests hop aboard home. Little do they know it's a vessel that could see their lives come to a tragic end, but they are very excited. Pina coladas are served. The pina coladas are yellow.
I thought it was the
what is happening?
Plastic glass from 99-cent store.
I think it was... Tosh is very, very interesting. She makes drinks spicy by putting Tabasco sauce in them, spicy margaritas. We had a disagreement with that, but I'm going to just stick to my gumption and just say categorically never do that ever. Mm-hmm. And now we've got yellow pina coladas, which, there's pineapple, but the drink should never be that hue. I just don't know what's going on with these introductory drinks. They're just... they're just missing a beat a little bit. So as the luggage is arriving, we see the cracks splitting wider between Storm and Jason. We've already had him shirk off Jason's plan for the slide, and now we have, hey, Storm, do less. Indiana J, listen, man. Not for you to say. It's just not for you to say.
He notes later, and it was a quick line, he's like, I don't like authority. Yeah, well, that's going to be problematic.
Well, he says he doesn't like authority when he knows they're objectively wrong. But because of his soy future trading, I think he thinks that he knows better than a lot of people.
Yeah,
I was just going to say, like, I believe his story. Like, he was probably making, like, 150 grand in Indiana, like doing something super fucking boring. And because he took this step down to seek adventure, he looks down upon lifelong sea rats because he knows he can return to his cushy corporate boring job. No, you are now one of them.
Right.
You are dirty and you smell, and someone on the street would drive past you if you had your finger out.
Yeah, it's like Commodus trying to be a gladiator, you know?
Yes.
Yes.
Wait, he did it though. Was that
well,
Russell
yeah, I mean,
Crowe?
he got killed.
Oh.
Okay, so
Hey,
cheers
can
to
we
the
talk about
queers.
Frank's
Kyle is crushing. Glad to see that we've got a group of straight friends aboard. Hilarious. I mean, he's just so funny. But
he has a residence in the Mediterranean, and he just went up on stage for another night and got killed once again.
Can I tell you his first singer? Because you got to come out. You open with a great line, your first line. So the guests arrive. He nails his first joke. He says, glad we finally get a charter with some straight men.
That was a good one.
Bam!
Glad we highlighted it.
Nailed it.
Should we talk about it?
Do you listen back to the Below Deck episodes later?
No.
He said that. He just said that.
You just said that?
Yeah, he did.
I was.
And it's a chronic problem you have.
I wasn't going to say anything.
Oh.
And I was, but I'm constantly torn between, should I interject and say, I'm fairly confident that what you're going to say was said 10 seconds ago.
I pointed at
yeah,
before you said it.
Watch the video. Nick knew. It's okay.
Mine was better.
Okay.
Yours
was better. It was the same. So it would seem that Storm has mastered the functionality of the walkie-talkie. Excellent job navigating between these pizzas. Kyle fixes his hair in the only sliver of stainless steel he can find, and now we get to pancake nipple Frank. I gotta say, ugly name for such a handsome man.
Yeah, I agree. But, you got to have one ding against him. His life can't be perfect.
Right. The jawline on that guy, unbelievable.
37, he's not going to be ugly. He can be in his mid-50s before he starts being a porker, skin starts getting bad.
Super
But
eloquent.
imagine having 55 years looking good. I mean, most of us get 22.
Right.
People peak out after high school.
I also thought it was somewhat ironic for such a beautiful gay man to have this name, but it also lends itself to puns and porn. Like that, a Frank could be a big strapping gay guy in a porn, like Frank Johnson, Frank.
Oh, got it.
Fucking
Frank. Yeah, no, I see what you're saying. So I think that we.
But I agreed with actually basically the premise, and then I tried to yes and it.
Yeah.
And I regret my and.
Well, listen, man. In order to yes and, you have to listen, and at least you do that. You know what I mean?
I am listening.
No. I was throwing a shot across the bow.
Oh, yeah. I have been typing for 15 minutes.
Yeah,
so
no, it's astounding.
I got to pay attention to my notes.
So I think we've got our first rule breached. Kyle and pancake nipples they're just mentally ripping each other's clothes off. Maybe even sucking each other's cocks. I have no idea what's going on in the frontal cortex, if that's the part that does that. But this is hot and heavy straight out of the gate. He tells the girls that this is going on, and Natasha, his boss, is just like, hey, have fun.
Yeah, there's no way Natasha has any qualms with this type of inappropriate behavior.
No.
It's like one for you, a bunch for me.
Yeah.
Can I tell you the attract? Because look, Kyle's cute. And he looks really good. I think he knew he could kind of feel like he looked like he did a little bit more to himself. He paid a little more attention to his hair or something.
Kyle's a bear. If we're going to categorize these people,
Right.
Is he a bear? I thought you needed to be hairier. To be
he's
a bear.
he's a hairy man.
He's 6'3" too. This is what I want to say about the wealthy or whatever. This happened to me. I'm in the service business. I work for people. I go into a housewife's
As an Uber
house.
driver or sneakerhead?
Different jobs, but I'm working. I'm a working man.
Got it.
And women or both sexes, when you hire someone to show up at your house, you think they're kind of fucking hot. You know, they're banging a hammer. There's something sexy about watching someone, work.
Beneath you. Sorry.
It could be. Yeah. But there's an attraction to someone doing their job really well.
Right.
I'm always attracted to waitresses. Because I think that's kind of hot, them walking around, bouncing around. They're in control of the room,
Yeah, like, can I get you some more cottage fries?
Yeah.
And sometimes they'll...
Extra mustard, please.
And sometimes they'll, as they, approach, they'll, touch your shoulder. And
right.
Right. One time, I had a girlfriend, Sasha.
Personal story?
Real quick. We used to go to this Italian joint called Maria's down on Ventura Boulevard in Sherman Oaks. I love that place. I used to get the... what do you call it where you put the wine in the pasta? Dylan, you know that. You know the wine...
Wasta.
Anyway. So I order this, and we got the same waitress every time.
Patrick.
Yeah.
We do. I want to hear it, though. But I feel like we're
the waitress
we're slogging, but I have to do this because there are so many Italian dishes.
With wine in them.
Yes.
With in the pasta.
And
chicken piccata.
Yeah, that was it.
Okay.
And this particular waitress sat down to take the order.
Yeah.
That pissed Sasha off. Very inappropriate.
It would piss me off too.
Yeah.
We had a guy at Chili's when I was about 14, and he kneeled and he had his arm on my shoulder.
That.
I didn't like it at all.
And I really can't stand those restaurants where the culture is that they're rude to you.
Oh yeah.
Fuck that.
Dick's Last Resort.
Something like that. It's shut the fuck up. Go fucking. Ugh.
That's a performance, though.
Totally, but I don't want to go to that performance.
I do.
So, anyways. We move on.
There's not a Dick's within fucking 200 miles of here.
One of the producers, after another bout of flirting, says some could argue that you've been already being unprofessional.
I love this.
Because you're a hairline trigger away from brushing the tip of his dick as you walk past him.
He said that.
And Kyle, still MVP, says, yeah, I'd agree.
Well, he's like, yeah, he said, was I being inappropriate? Yeah, 100%. Yeah. I love it. I love how we hear the producers. Well, I actually thought you were being inappropriate.
Yeah.
Whoa, okay.
Yeah, I was. I'm more entertaining than you. That's why you're behind the camera. Next question. So let's get to lunch. Little torture on a stick for Dave. Poorly garnished tacos for everybody else. Lunch is once again not divulged to the viewing audience. We've got so many salads, so many tacos, and all they give me is talking about fucking Tasha's coward boyfriend texting more words of affirmation. It's like, give me details on the food, please. We talked about knots for 5 minutes. Can you tell me what the salads are? Can you tell me what the tacos are, please? My God, Bravo. Top Chef is one of your top-rated shows. Give us a little bit of sprinkle when we've got food hitting the table. My God. 6 pots.
I wonder if they ate any of it. I don't understand how you can keep that body if you're slamming down fried fish tacos.
Cheat days are an effective way. I feel like they're on charter. We're gonna live, but we're gonna get up at 6 and we're gonna do some fucking burpees.
Right, exactly. No, they work really, really hard, and they could probably each do 50 burpees. I don't want to say not breaking a sweat, but they could do it pretty easily. So let's get to
should we do burpees? See how many we can do one day?
I could probably do 15 before I really,
I have no really gauge. They're hard.
Yeah, they're hard. So let's get to knots and Indiana J being quite a little asshole. I wish I knew more about knots. The only one I can tie is the one on shoes, and I have a tough time with that sometimes. I have no idea which narrator to rely upon, but regardless, saying fuck off to your boson.
Yeah, he's being
no, bad boy. No. Don't do that.
I actually am gonna go with Jason as to
Really?
who had the right bow line, or who was right within the argument, because the problem was there's 2 different bow lines, and Jason.
Well, there you go.
Jason even posted on his Instagram, it's his most recent post, the 2 different types of bow lines, and the one
God.
he chose was the more intricate one that I believe Storm was not familiar with.
Yeah, this is the trap that Bravo kind of lays for the Sea Rats. Jason, no one cares.
Yeah, and you shouldn't tell your boss to go fuck himself.
Nobody cares.
Storm was looking for a simple bow line, but what Jason did was with a bite.
So the gays speak of migration to Iceland and of the European confusion surrounding ketchup and marinara.
apparently gays find Iceland a hot spot.
Yeah.
And also lots of mozzarella sticks with ketchup there.
Yeah.
They should put that on an advertisement,
Listen, I'll dip a mozzarella stick into ketchup. That is not such a culinary sin. I mean,
it's fried.
It's trash food. You can't.
yeah. What are you gonna do? Fuck that up? It's string cheese, deep fried. So, the Storm informs the crew about Bowline and Fuck Off Gate, and we've got a Lord of the Flies situation going on here. Jason, you are henceforth known as Picky.
Yeah.
Until you're shoved off a cliff.
And it's such an unfortunate thing because I don't really know if I like any of these 4 that are on the deck crew.
Oh, you like Z in the court?
I mean, they're fine, but it seems like they're kind of nerdy, and they're like, the nerds have risen to power and like kicked out Jason, who's like, I don't know. I don't like him either because he's so prickly and he's an asshole. But it's like, because of the pre-existing relationships with Storm, Z, and Courtney, the man had no shot.
No shot.
When in any other boat, he could possibly be the one ostracizing one of those people.
Right, he could be the ones that caused the nerds to take revenge upon him.
He's super buddy with his like really experienced bosun. They're
right.
like, yeah, fucking.
Yeah, well, I'm glad that's not happening because that would be nauseous. So lots of flirting and a lot of water toys, and we've got to get to dinner prep. But before we do, let's take a quick break to talk about some wonderful sponsors like Magic Mind. Guys, Magic Mind is a once daily anti-procrastination tonic elixir beverage, whatever you want to call it. But what you need to do is drink it, because when you do drink it, you will obtain superpowers, the likes of which you've never seen before.
Mm-hmm. I knew nothing about knots before this episode, but I like to sit down actually in the evenings and watch this and take down like a Magic Mind. I was going to say multiple, but I recommend it's 1. You can do 2, but you might get a stomachache with 3, I will be honest. But why 1 Magic Mind, and then I just studied the knots, and you should throw me a rope. Anybody got a rope handy?
No.
Oh, damn it.
Yeah.
I was going to show you guys all the ropes I learned from taking Magic Mind, which you could get at magicmind.co.
And what promo code would you use?
Sandy.
Yeah, use promo code Sandy. You'll get 20% off and free shipping. Magicmind.co. Enter in promo code Sandy. Hey.
Yes.
Hey.
Hey.
Have you guys ever gotten stuck fixating on a problem and not really coming up with any solutions?
100%.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah, no, it happens to a lot of us. But when you learn how to find your own solutions, there's no better feeling. A lot of people get inspired to try therapy for, a lot of different reasons. Maybe you want to feel less stressed, more confident, turn those problems into productive solutions. And if you're thinking of giving therapy a try, Betterhelp is a great option. It's convenient, accessible, affordable, and entirely online. Get matched with a therapist after filling out a brief survey and switch therapists anytime, okay? Nobody's going to be offended. It's for you, okay?
It's about you.
It's about you. When you want to be a better problem solver, therapy can get you there. Visit betterhelp.com/below deck today to get 10% off your first month. That is BETTERHELP.com/below deck.
One last call to action.
Yep.
If you're struggling a little bit, you're not committing to driving to a parking lot and parking and spending a few $100.
You'll be matched in 48 hours.
And then just talk to a person and see if it's helping you. If it's not, they don't care. You can unsubscribe or whatever, but just try it. Just give it a shot.
How can it hurt? Go to betterhelp.com, use promo code below deck. We've passed lunch, we've passed the knots, and now we get to the wine pairing / dinner party. It is known that they have a wine pairing tonight, that being an accompaniment to a coursed dinner always. Now, Dave has himself a bit of a pizza rat moment here. He says, fuck that, I'm putting it all out on the table. He admits that he's aware that that's not going to work, which begs the question,
how would it work?
Why are you doing it then? Because it's kind of like that old adage, with a minuscule amount of power comes a minuscule amount of responsibility. Natasha's clueless, Dave. She's talking about doing a shot pairing with the buffet, solving nothing and only making the situation leagues more confusing. And he just sits back with the knowledge that this is not going to go well, and he just decides, let's watch Rome burn. Fucking insane.
Well, one of the more absurd things is, of course, there's pairings with meals and courses, but it would be a full plate of pasta that you would have a glass of wine paired with. It wouldn't be a one-bite sampler, which is, I guess, the rub here, right?
Man,
You're going to have a full glass of wine with a spoonful of fucking, I don't know what the hell that was.
Yeah.
What are you?
Yeah, you are.
Okay, you're like, wow, because he has that wrong. That point
Yeah,
was
trash.
Oh.
Well, I've eaten at a Michelin star restaurant where we had a full course meal and it was full plates of food, not one bite with a full half glass full of fucking peanut.
Well, that's why when you go to, really intense coursed out meals, 15, 20 courses, they don't pour you huge glasses of wine, but you get tanked by the end of it. That's why you pay up so much for that stuff, because you get really nice wine. But regardless of whether you want to go Pat's route or you want to go, 11 Madison Park, whatever you want to do, the buffet with the wine pairing is not going to work.
Well, I agree with that.
It's just not ever going to work.
And the fact that he said he knew it wasn't going to work but didn't say anything completely contradicts him saying he has the ability to be professional when not talking to Natasha.
100%.
He would have put his foot down, or there would have been some discussion how we make this work, but he just let it happen, and she's like, oh my God, her arm's brushing up against me when we're fucking rolling out this shit.
Love that you brought that up, because when he does, require her help to hold the pasta roller in place, you can kind of see a little... It's coming back.
Well, it was the ghost moment where they were going to be around 100%. That pottery thing, except it was pasta.
Nita, meanwhile.
Storm
gets tragic with Natalia again about Jason. They work on the slide, and Kyle is working towards completing the Devil's Deed. What was that?
The Devil's Deed?
Is the Devil's Deed just sex? Or is it being prideful? So he takes his break by sitting and chatting with the gay boys, who he is now told about his dick drought. I mean, I don't want to be Karen, but come on, man. I mean, this is just so unprofessional. But the good news is none of this matters.
None of it.
If you're reading Revelation, the Devil's Deed is getting into a war with Archangel Michael.
Right.
I'm wondering if it was uncomfortable. They cut it out. We didn't get to see it at some point when, Kyle's in his state of grace. He's having the best time ever. He could fuck any one of these guys. He's thinking in his head. They're all mixing it up. And then it's broken with a record scratch going, Kyle, do you mind getting us all a martini?
Yeah.
Oh, yes, I'm still a slave. I'm sorry.
Right. Well,
forgive me. I thought I was part of all this.
Yeah. So, anyways, we have to move on to Storm and Jason. Jason has a problem with authority, like we mentioned, when he knows that said authority is completely wrong. They're speaking of lines and winds and trampolines, and Jason just decides to ignore his boss completely. Now, Storm is pretty chill about this whole thing. He's got a good head on his shoulders. He's not going to go alpha up against him, and he's not going to rat either, which I appreciated. Sandy called him up to the crow's nest, and I was like, oh, here we go. He's going to spill the beans, but he does not.
I liked him in this moment.
Yeah, I like Storm.
He said he needs more time for him to figure out how to best work with Jason. That was big of him.
Yeah.
It's always nice when someone doesn't rat, but I have no disillusions that he did it to protect or, try to teach Jason. He thought he would look weak if all of a sudden he's having insubordination.
I like that take. Yeah. You don't want there to be chaos of your underlings.
All right. He'll wait till I have something to really nail him to the wall to rat his ass out.
So let's get to dinner. Tosh has come up with a brilliant plan. Throw all the shit on the table. Pour one glass of wine. Says drink it quick and with that dish. $60,000 a day. So Dave, who is equally, if not more, culpable for the impending disaster, is sharpening his knives. He's doing around the world. Now, we've discussed this before. It is the soda suicide of fine dining. Whatever you've got in the fridge, throw it on the fucking table and say this themeless dinner does actually have a theme around the world. This time,
street food.
This time he's going to do street food. Lobster ravioli. When you're walking down the streets of Rome and there are just hawkers,
countless vendors.
Yeah, just going, hey,
what do you got over there?
You want some street food? We've got
the ravioli,
lobster bisque and ravioli.
Lobster bisca.
When you're walking down the streets of Paris and they're like, hey, we've got smoked tuna tartare for your jaunt.
Every time I leave the Hollywood Bowl, there are countless vendors cooking up cheeseburgers.
I also thought, knowing nothing about food, it was an interesting choice to follow up the lunch of street tacos with the dinner of other street food.
So, my question is, why the fuck would you not course this out? Like, this is not a kind of thing that's like, Dave was being a petulant asshole when he was like, no, I'm putting all this stuff on the table. Why? Why do you need to put lobster ravioli, tuna tartare, cheeseburgers, and bao buns all out at the same time? There's no rhyme or reason.
Hey, I know we're going to end the show real quick.
Yes.
One of the things I hate about buffets is certain things should not be mixed with each other. Like,
what kind of buffets are we talking about?
Like a Vegas
Sizzler?
buffet.
Okay.
Old style.
So you go there, you pay $60 all you can eat.
Caesars.
And now you're looking, you got the Asian area over there, you got the Italian. And so you think, I'm going to be a pig.
Yeah.
I'm going to eat my mac and cheese, and then I'll get some biscuits and gravy. It never works like that. The things has to have a cohesive like bonding of the elements for it all to hit the palate correctly.
I'm so happy that you said that, because buffets are a trap.
It's a trough.
It's a lie. You walk in and you think, oh, I'm going to do some damage here. No, you're not. You're going to eat $49 worth of food, and they're going to have profited, and you are going to leave, and you're going to feel sick.
Well, your tummy's going to hurt.
Yeah,
you're going to feel gross,
exactly.
and you won't touch that pool because
You're
you look like a big fatty.
You're going to fill up your first plate with all breadsticks and then not have any room for anything else.
Yeah, it sounds like a
poor
personal
bastard.
experience. So tuna is up first. The smoke just blows them away. It's
trickery.
Yeah, it's a culinary carny trick.
It's the first half of smoke and mirrors.
Yes,
They were all like,
exactly. Whoa. And they were also like, whoa, at Natasha's beautiful sommelier work.
Oh, yeah. She pulled out a bottle of Voo. Wow.
Well, she says it's just so crazy that this is such an expensive vacation. And then they call this 5-star service. I mean, it's just unbelievable. She has an incredible description of pretty much each and every bottle.
Yeah, she's reading it.
She says she has the wine, she says the vintage, the grape, and that it's going to be dry. Again, does no one aboard these vessels have enough fucking taste or class to ask who makes the wine? What crew does it come from? She's just going, this is a Sauvignon Blanc from 2019. It's dry.
Oh, it's 2020. Like, so this year.
Unbelievable.
What year is it from? Oh, this year.
We move
and
on.
it pairs with a bisque because it was also served third.
We move on to the buffet style getting nuked. Classic C-Rat shit here. Hey, actually, now that all the food is cooked, let's switch this up. Dave, I know you're not happy, but you had an entire day to fix this. So good on the malleability, but bonehead move. Next course, next wine, another great description of the wine. Vintage, grape, also quite dry. Lobster ravioli, singular with a lovely little bisque. Next up is a Chianti Classico. Pairs perfectly with the black truffle bao buns and or burgers. It's just... It just blows me away. It blows me away.
Can I say something, though? Maybe the pedigree of our
I'm so sorry. Not only is it written out how things are going to be coursed, but also, Natasha, you don't know the difference between a burger, a cheeseburger, and a dish from the Orient that you've never heard of before? How are you... All right, I'm hot.
That's fine. I'll say this. The customers, which is all we care about, they seem happy. So, Dave, you cool it. Kyle, cool it. They're happy. If they're not bitching, they're right where you want them to be. Let them drink some wine and have, I don't know what the fuck.
Champagne paired with not a single course. So,
Well, after the charter guests are done with them,
This will match.
then Natasha and Dave should be jerking off Kyle simultaneously because he's the real one, the reason they're happy.
Yeah, I guess that's a good spot to end. Jump in the
Yeah.
iTunes ratings, reviews, leave 5 stars, kind words, tell your friends, tell your families. Join us on Patreon for extra content, really good content. And join us on YouTube. Nick and our editors are doing magnificent work over there, so subscribe, like, comment. We love you guys. We'll see you next week. I'm Dylan saying goodbye. Nick, say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Pat, say goodbye.
Later, dudes.